Good morning. So today the class is about Fresnel diffraction due to a straight edge. So we have seen yesterday zone plate and different sections of the zone plate and also we have seen phase reversal zone plate, etc. All those we covered in the previous videos. Okay. So finally we come to an end of the diffraction part unit. So now let us consider. Okay, now let us consider a narrow slit. Let it be, uh, let it be S. Okay, let us consider a narrow slit. Let it be S. Okay, so we are forming in this diagram due to a diffraction due to a straight edge. Okay, so now the narrow slit which we are representing with the letter S, the length is perpendicular to the plane of the paper. The length is going to be perpendicular to the plane of the paper. So the length of the straight edge AB is parallel to the length of the slit. So what we are using the straight edge, that is AB. Okay, AB is the straight edge. So the straight edge is the is parallel to the length of the slit. It is parallel to the length of the slit. Now we are using a cylindrical wavefront. Okay, that is let us make it as W and W dash. So we are using a cylindrical wavefront, that is denoted by W dash, and P is a point on the screen, and it is a screen. On that we are placing a point P. So we use the point P as a reference point. Okay, now we can make the line of SAP. Okay, we can make the line of SAP. So the narrow slit, the cylindrical wavefront, and the point on the screen will be perpendicular to the screen. Okay, perpendicular to the screen. So the point P is used as, I said, it is used as a reference point. So the above this point, okay, the above this point, it is known as a illuminated portion. Okay, and the below the point P, the portion is known as a geometrical shadow. So let us make make a distance of between A and P is B, small b. So by taking a reference point, we are making the screen into a multiple zones. Okay, so wavefront is going to be divided into number of half period strips. So the distance we are making same like a zone plates, AM1, okay, AM2, AM3, AM4 and so on. Okay, so I said that the distance between AP is equal to B. So if you draw a perpendicular line between PA and M1, so then PM1 is equal to B plus lambda by 2, where AP is equal to B and the path difference will be lambda by 2, right? Then second zone will be 2 lambda by 2. So there completely there will a phase difference of the lambda by 2. So let us make one more point like a P dash on the screen just above the point, that is on the illuminated point. Okay, the P dash can be calculated by joining to the yes. Okay, now we are making the P1 as reference, P dash as reference. Okay, so the number of what we are getting the half period zones, half period strips enclosed between the A and gives, okay, the distance between the A and P D gives the P dash value, right? So now next, the calculation of the maximum intensity for the path difference and for the minimum intensity the path difference. Okay, so we got the number of half period strips. We got the number of half period strips between A and D, it is odd. Then if between A and D, if the number of half period strips is odd number, then we'll get the maximum intensity. If the number of half period strips is even, then you'll get P dash as a minimum intensity. So for the maximum intensity, we'll get delta equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. For the minimum intensity, the delta is equal to 2n lambda by 2, that is the n lambda. So this is a complete part of the Fresnel diffraction due to a straight edge. Okay, So almost we completed the diffraction unit pattern except the topic of difference between the diffraction and interference. Okay.